good?
I'm good.
Yes, sir.
Angie, are you guys good?
Here we are.
Certainly.
Okay. I know that one's a little behind, but that one's slow. So,
You're right on the dot right now.
all righty.
Got it.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to go ahead and call the Board of Appeals meeting for May 18th to order. If we could please take roll call for the board members.
Mr. Blair?
I'm here.
Mr. Sims, are you present? Mr. Johnson?
Present.
Nice to see your faces.
If we could please make note of staff members present.
So noted.
All right. And then additions and deletions to the agenda. It looks like we're to remove 74 Battle Creek Avenue. Are there any additional ones?
No, sir.
Thank you. We are now at the approval of the meeting minutes for December 15th, 2021. I'll look for a motion.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from December 15th as written.
Support?
We have a motion that's been properly seconded. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Passes. Okay, that brings us to our dangerous buildings and show cause hearing. First property is 145 Lathrop. Is there anybody here from that property?
Is Don coming to the meeting?
Don is in training.
We will cover whatever questions
Okay.
that you have and the information in the system.
Okay.
All right. What we typically do, if nobody's here from the public for that, we would hear from city staff about that particular property.
So this particular property was in our dangerous building enforcement in October of '21.
Marcy, can you pull your microphone down?
I can,
Thank
yeah. Is that a little better? Great. This property went into dangerous buildings October 8th, 2021. There was a search warrant and a safety inspection that was done October 20th. There was a cost of repair that was done for the property, showing that costs of repairs are in excess of the value of the property. The most recent photos that we have of the exterior of the property to show, let me bring this up right here. Property is deemed immediate danger, that it is imminent danger, and the dangerous building hearing officer did affirm that the property is in fact a dangerous building.
I make a motion to approve 145 Lathrop as written.
Support?
We have a motion. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? We could please take a vote.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes. That'll bring us to our second property. It's 132 Serbia. Is there anybody here from 132 Serbia? Okay, if we could please hear from city staff again.
The property, I'm sorry. Fire. So this particular property at 132 Serbia Avenue went into our dangerous building process October 4th, 2021. The property sustained a structure fire that was in the system from June 29th of 21. The property owner has in fact provided an action plan to the city with the intent of making repairs. So this property is recommended that it does continue through the dangerous building process, but city staff will continue to work with the property owner through an action plan process to do rehabilitation and pull the proper permits and inspections needed to bring the property back into compliance to the point of reissuance of the certificate of occupancy.
Thank you. I'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to affirm 132 Serbia as written.
Support?
We have a motion. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? If we could please take a vote.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Brings us to our third property, which is 40 Ferndale Court. Is there anybody here from Ferndale Court? Okay, if we could please hear from city staff.
40 Ferndale Court sustained a structure fire reported by our police department on January 14th, 2022. It moved into our dangerous building process on that same day, January 14th, which is typical when we have properties that sustain fire. It was affirmed by our dangerous building officer to meet the definition by ordinance of a dangerous building, and that was March 13th. At this time, we have no action plan from the property owners to bring the property into compliance. We therefore would recommend affirming the dangerous building hearing officer's position that the property is in fact a dangerous building.
Okay, thank you. I will look for a motion.
Make a motion to affirm 40 Ferndale Court as written.
Support.
We have a motion that's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion on that? If we could please take a vote.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
All right, that concludes the dangerous buildings show cause hearing, and we will now move into new business. Our first property is 71 Latta Street. Is there anybody here from 71 Latta? Welcome. Come on up, sir, to the microphone. If you can please state your name, and then we'll hear from you as far as the repairs that are being required and maybe an action plan that you might have.
Yes, hello. My name is Willie Krosky. I'm the owner of 71 Latta, and I have taken off the door that was in question that was looked like a nuisance. I took that off yesterday, and a friend of mine, we're going to get it back straight as far as the frame, with the boards that we need to put up there. And so I just need a little time. I'm moving slow, and dealing with illness, back and forth to Pontiac, taking care of my mother. So a lot of my time is consumed on the highway too, is going to see her.
What kind of time frame are you looking for?
I would say maybe July.
May, July, what are our dates? Okay. Take a look here.
Because even my insurance, they want me to have it straightened out too a little bit, by July.
Pardon? Did we hear from the city personnel?
Okay, thank you, sir. We're going to hear from city staff, and then we'll talk to you a little bit more. So
Okay.
you can stay right there if you want. If we could please hear from city staff on this one.
Hi, I'm Jared with Code Compliance. I'm a Code Compliance official. I think that seems plenty reasonable. There was the door, and there's a little bit of disrepair above the door. I don't see
Yes.
why it would be bad personally. So.
Sounds good. All right. Be all right.
Okay. That's the.
I got you. That'd be fine with
I make a motion to extend 71 Latta to July 19th.
Support.
Sound good.
that. So we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes. So thank you for doing that, sir.
Thank
You
you.
have your extension. All right, our second property on this list is 32 Bidwell Street. Come on up, ma'am. You can please state your name.
Yeah, I'm Deborah Bowling. You may still have it under Hammock. I don't have it changed yet in my married name,
All right.
but I am the owner of that property.
Okay. And if you could, I'm going to switch the order for just a second. We're going to
Okay.
hear from city staff first, and then we're going to hear from you, ma'am.
Okay.
Sorry. We're going to hear from city staff first. Sorry, John was reminding me that we typically hear from city staff
Just
first.
to give us
Okay.
a description of what the issue is at
Sure.
hand.
It's been about 2 years since we were in a person meeting, so bear with me.
Sure. So as part of a routine property survey in this area, I'd found looks like there was some damage to the shingles on the northeast part of the house, and there was a garage in disrepair on the southwest side of the house. It also looked like the mudroom was missing windows. I don't know if that's necessary or not for them to have them, but that is what I found when I went by.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Man, we'll hear from you now as
Okay.
far as repairs and,
Well, pardon me, but it's a pain in the ass.
yeah.
My son lives there, he's disabled, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get emotional, but I've been dealing with it all day today too. I replaced all the windows on the porch and came back this week to find 4 more broken from the neighbors. I'm sorry, I apologize.
You're fine.
So I replaced everything on the porch. I agree it's in disrepair. He's disabled, I tried to take care of him there. Now I have to go get more windows. The garage was ran through with a car once. I've already fixed it, and another car went through the garage. Unbelievable. So it was repaired a couple years ago. The car that was across the street, their brakes gave out and they rolled down the driveway, rolled down and rolled right into our house. That was repaired. And then some crackhead that comes into the neighborhood drove the trash can right through the garage and broke it again. I have a plan to fix it. However, I can't find the size. I'm working with a gentleman who guaranteed to have it done within 30 days. I followed up with him Monday. He doesn't have the door yet because they're having a hard time getting supplies. You know that. It will be fixed. I've already written a letter in explaining my situation, and it asked for an extension, just because you can't make things happen that quickly right now.
Sure.
Again, like I said, it went there today, and I just left Mix Hardware, ordered 4 more windows. The ones that got broke, thankfully, they're the ones I just repaired. They're just different ones, and I'll get that done. Honestly, I want to try to get this fixed up and sell it and get out of that neighborhood because it's a bad deal. It doesn't matter what I put into it. I understand code compliance isn't you guys, but nobody's addressing the other things in the neighborhood, okay? A lot of transients come in, there's drugs, there's everything. Every time I fix something, somebody comes over there and busts it up. I really can't control it.
How much
So
time?
I'm going to do my best to get this fixed and sell it and get out of that neighborhood.
How much time were you hoping for, ma'am?
Well, I've asked at least through part of July to at least get the garage door done. I can't control when they can get the supplies.
Sure.
You know, I can fix the windows myself. I took the day off today to do it, and it's pouring rain, and now I can't do that stuff in the rain. So I took it off because I had this appointment today. You know, I still work, so I can't take every day to fix those.
So if we extend this to July 19th and see how you're
I
doing?
would appreciate it.
that
Thank you
work?
very
Okay.
much.
All right.
Consider the other circumstances, maybe a little more time, maybe into the fall. I mean, there seems to be some environmental factors that she's working through in
Well,
addition to.
I would appreciate it. I will try to do my best to get it done earlier, because that was part of the reason a lot of this was in the winter, and you can't get anybody to come over there and work in the snow to do some of these things. So I had already intended to do it myself prior to getting the written documentation. Again, I would appreciate as long as you could. I will still continue to do so. I want to. I would prefer to not have to come back again and ask you any additional time and bother you as well, so.
I would remind the board, just because it has been some time since we met, that administratively, we do have the ability to grant up to a 30-day extension. So if you were to grant 60 days, for example, we certainly would be able to work with the property owner if there was some additional days needed due to supply availability or installation. So I just wanted to help you understand that the body can make a decision for the extension, but administratively, we do have some flexibility of a 30-day window.
So if you're getting close and you're not quite there, instead of having to come back in again, you can just contact the
The
city
code officer.
offices
That's perfect.
and
That's
just so they can see what's going on and let them know.
No, I appreciate it.
Okay.
I even brought receipts today of things I've
Okay.
already bought and have
Okay.
worked on, so it's definitely, but I'm doing it myself. I don't have help to do this, so I have to try to hire somebody, and that's not necessarily always easy
Sure.
right now with the.
I make a motion to extend 32 East Bidwell to July 19th.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Support.
All right, we have a motion on the floor. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
You have your extension, ma'am. Thank you.
very
Thank you.
much.
Okay, that brings us to our next property, which is 106 Harris. Is there anybody here from that property? Seeing anybody? If we could please hear from city staff.
Who was doing pennies?
I can do that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. My name is Yolanda Johnson. I'm one of the code officials here. It looks like our code official, Penny Hepler, has gone out to this particular property in March of 2022 for a property survey. It looks like upon her assessment, she has found, let's see, hold on, let me, here. Let's see, it looks like there was some exterior painting that needed to be done on the front of the house. So I'm seeing that there is no one here to speak on the extension or the reason why they need the extension. I would say that we can leave affirm the order as written.
Is this a rental property? Or are they just selling it on a land contract?
It looks like, let's see here, it looks like an enforcement was done, okay, so in 2014 for a rental select. It looks like no further action has been taken on it. I don't see any other rental enforcement since 2014.
So it should be owner occupied.
Pardon?
As far as we can tell, it's owner
Well,
occupied.
Yes.
but on this, the request shows that the owner lives in Athens. So in her notes, it said that somebody else is buying it on a land contract, on line number 13. It appears that she's selling it to somebody else.
So a land contract will not come across as a rental.
Right.
Right.
But it's not, the owner's not occupying it, though. That's-
Correct.
I make a motion,
Okay.
I make a motion to affirm 106 Harris is written.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Support.
We have a motion. It's been properly seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Okay, that brings us to 109 Arthur Street. Is there anybody here from that address? Come on up, ma'am. You could please state your name, and then we're going to hear from city staff.
Alexandra and Maria. I'm her interpreter. She doesn't speak any
Okay.
English.
Welcome. We'll hear from city staff, and then we'll open the floor up to you.
Yolanda Johnson, I'm sorry. Yolanda Johnson again for the record. Please, I would like the agenda to reflect an amendment because this was my initial property survey, although it's in Penny's area. Okay, and it looks like here on March 8th, 2022, I conducted a property survey, and upon my investigation of the property 109 Arthur, I found exterior violations. There was some peeling paint on the exterior walls of the property from the street view. Therefore, an order was created and submitted to the owner.
All right. We'll go ahead and open up the floor to you, ma'am.
She's saying that after receiving the letter, she has started to work on the house. It's in process of being finished up, but she did want the extension because at the time, the weather was not permitting. It wasn't up until like maybe 2 weeks ago that the weather started getting nice. And the people that are working on the house we're almost done with it, but because it started raining today, it kind of just put a damper on that. But she would just like the extension just to make sure that she has sufficient time with that to comply.
How much time was she looking for?
She said that she would be fine with like an extra month, 30 days, just to make sure that.
I make a motion that we extend 109 Arthur till July 19th.
Support.
So we have a motion, it's been properly seconded. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes. Okay, you have an extension to July 19th, ma'am.
And if by any chance she's close but not quite done, just let the city know and they can work with her to help get it done.
She's wondering that after the job is done, does she have to do anything, or do you guys just go and kind of look it over? Okay.
We'll just go and see.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Okay, that brings us to our next property, which is 104 Margaery. Is there anybody here from 104? Come on up, ma'am. If you can please state your name, and then we're going to hear from city staff.
Caitlin Halleck.
Nicole Bidwell.
All righty, we'll hear from city staff, please.
Tom Ingalls is the code compliance officer who has another property that he's inspecting at this time and cannot be in attendance, so I will cover 104 Margaery. This was proactive code enforcement. There were exterior violations noted at the property on 3/21 of 22. An order to repair was issued for scraping and painting all peeling surfaces, replace broken and boarded windows on the house and garage, repair all damaged and deteriorated surfaces on house and garage, repair all damage to the front porch, the wall, and support post, replace missing handrail on steps of the yard, repair crumbling retaining wall. According to Tom's update that he provided yesterday, it does not appear as if repairs have been corrected to date and remain outstanding.
Don't.
Was that everything?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we'll hear from you.
So, on July 1st, or not July 1st, April 1st, I had the support walls on the porch completely fixed, and we're in the process of painting, but as the last lady, the weather, I am the only one that has the financial means, and I don't live there, so I'm maintaining 2 households. I don't have the financial amount.
The porch
to
don't look
fix.
like that picture.
Yeah, the porch doesn't look anything like that anymore.
Okay. So it sounds like maybe a little bit more time
Yeah.
is needed?
Yeah, I still have to do the retaining wall, paint the rest of the house. I did the porch. I'm not comfortable with heights, so
We're working on getting
Still
somebody
working
to
on that.
get the upper level.
Okay.
The upstairs windows to the house, none of them are broken. There's one window in the garage that it was sided over, and we had an unfortunate visitor who took the siding off of it.
my ex is psycho. I have currently a whole bunch of court issue right now. I am on tether because of him, and I couldn't leave my house. This was perfect time for code compliance to come in and have me work on the house. It gave me the time and something to do. The picking up the yard, my aunt, we got the house and she was just a hoarder, unbelievably. We bought the house in February
Of last year.
of last year, and we were working on the inside of the house to make it livable before I even tried to do anything with outside.
Makes sense.
Yeah, she
It
left us
looks
with
like-
a lot of problems.
Okay, it looks like on your application that you thought that the remaining items could be completed by June 24th. Does that still sound about right?
I would say July.
Yeah, with it just now stopping the rain, I can do the the concrete, but with Walmart, that don't get delivered because of, I don't know why,
It's
but
a
paint.
hazard, so
Yeah.
they won't do delivery. She can't leave her house unless
Okay.
it's approved, and they won't approve her time to grocery shop.
Yeah,
So
I
if we're
can't
able-
even shop.
I'm sorry, if we're able to extend this into July, you think that that's probably enough time
Yes,
to
it should
wrap
be.
things up? Okay.
It's, mostly they wouldn't allow her to work for the 2 months that she's been on house arrest, and they're just now starting to let her work, and I've been maintaining 2 separate households.
Which is
And
tough, yep.
I only make $13.30 an hour, and I only work 32 hours a week.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I hear you.
I don't have the funds just offhand.
Makes sense. I'll look for a motion.
Make a motion to extend 104 Margaery to July 19th.
Support.
So we have a motion, it's been properly seconded, is there any discussion? Seeing none, if we could please take a vote.
Mr. Sims,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Mr. Blair.
Yes. Okay, you have your extension, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That brings us to public comment. Is there any public comment? What house were you here for, sir? 132 Serbia. Okay, that was part of our dangerous building show cause, and that one has come and gone. I don't know that I've ever had this happen before. What is typically done?
I will say that we are working with this property owner.
This
He
was the
has
one that
applied-
had the plan.
Oh,
He's
okay.
applied for permits.
What?
We've been-
So, sir, we do have the plan that you've put together to make the repairs for the property.
Well, we've already submitted them.
Yep, we have them. And what we would encourage you to do is to continue to apply for whatever permits you may need to make those repairs and continue working on the project.
All right, yeah, the latest inspection found extension to that property. You have to excuse me, I'm 81 with
You're fine.
Parkinson's. So now they have to submit a new estimate to replace the roof in the back with what is it, those pre-made
The trusses?
I was here last month, and you told me just to go. I didn't need to be here.
So it sounds like you have a plan in place and that you're working with your insurance company, I saw in the packet, to get the necessary repairs done. Is that correct?
Pardon?
It sounds like you're working with your insurance company?
Yeah.
To
they
get the
just
fixes
finished the
done?
Restoration, they sandblasted all the wood and stuff inside.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're on track, so thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
Okay. Do I keep coming every month when you send a letter?
You will not keep coming every month. You will work with the inspections department.
Oh,
As you make and complete repairs, you'll call for an inspection. They'll come out and verify that the conditions have been corrected.
okay.
Once everything is complete, then one of our building inspectors will be at a point where they can issue a certificate of reoccupancy for you.
All right.
So you'll just keep in contact with the inspections division.
All right.
Well, thank you for
Thanks.
stopping in.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Okay, that brings us to the public comment section. And since there's no public, we'll move on to the next one, the board and staff member comments. Are there any board or staff member comments?
Does the paint program still exist?
No.
Okay.
We were utilizing e-paint for those services, and during COVID, e-paint is not in operation
Okay.
at this time. If they were to open back up again and provide service, the city of Battle Creek does have the resources to work with them to offer that program.
Okay.
Any other comments? All right, seeing none, the meeting is adjourned. Thanks for coming, everybody.